Now let's write a fresh document and then apply column breaks to it. And I'll show you some of the customizations that you can make in the columns break. I'll insert the new document. And I'll turn off the non-printing characters and start writing. Now by default, it writes under the same line, but if I want to divide the columns, I'll just go to page layout and under the columns, divide it to 2. Now you can notice that when I converted this to 2, all of the text comes under the first column. Now that means if I start writing anything here, it will come under this column section only. So if you want to use the particular section of the page, you can use this option. Now the question is, if I want to write anything on the right hand side, how can I click here and write it? Because if I even manually click here, I cannot write here. This is where you insert the manual column breaks. After the column, you can see this break option, and here is the column option. As soon as I click here, you can see that it shifted the column to the second area, and now I can start writing here. And it will only write under this section. Now, if you want to check where the column breaks are applied, let's go to Home and click non-printing characters to show up, and it will show you the column breaks applied. Now, whenever you want to write any text under the first side, you can just push the column break downwards by going to the last character of the text, and then just press enter to push it back, push it in the bottom, and then just start writing here. Because after the column break, it will be shifted to the next side. Now that break is already applied, even if I hide this non-printing character, I can now write on the both sides. You can click here and you can click here as well. So this is how you can use some of the functions for column breaks. But remember that whenever you are writing a text on any side, you have to write it before the column break. Because after the column break, you cannot even click here, and similarly, you cannot click here as well in any area. You have to just follow the rules that I showed you earlier for the column breaks. If you want to write in this section, insert it before the column break, and if you want to write in the second side, you have to write with the text sequence. Now, for example, if I want to insert a line or change the deviation of this columns, in short, make any settings of this columns, what I can do is I'll just go to page layout, and under the columns I can click more columns, and here I can see some of the details related to it. You can change the number of columns from 2 to 3, 4, and similarly you can just change the width and spacing between the text. And if you want to insert a line between the columns to properly show the deviation of it, you can just click here and click OK. So that's how you can do some of the customizations in the column break settings. Now you can apply that same line on the earlier document. Like if we select it, go to page layout, divide it in 2 sections, and then under the more columns, line between. So you must have seen many documents like it, but today we also understood how we can manually do it as well.